Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Ow, my foot. I just rolled the chair back and ran over my toe. Okay, we're gonna roll with this. What a start to this video. We're here at Pensacola. It's the end of the 3-race road course string. It's another weekday race, kind of same thing we did with Denver. One race today, then the oval version in a few days as the trucks are off. And we compound the schedule to get it done in shorter time. So anyway, we're here at the road course, 18 laps of action. We're expecting, I would think, 2 or 3 pit stops. Probably looking at maybe pit stops every 5, 4, or 6 laps. I know that's a weird way to say it. Ryan Brommer's qualifying skid for these road course races continues. He started 7th at the Denver Roval. He started 2nd at Valkenburg, where he won, and today he starts on the pole. So this rookie definitely gaining in the points big time. He was outside the top 30 before his win last week. He's up to 17th now. And if he gets another great finish here today, you can bet he's going to be top 10 in points. Starting in second next to him is Alex Gray, who's been Mr. Consistent. No top 5s yet, but he does have 4 top 10s through 8 races. In row 2, as the camera controls are being weird here, is Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Next to him, James Qualls. We saw Fitzwater with a strong run last time at Valkenburg. He ended up getting third after Sorlin passed him late. Fitzwater's top 5 in points now, 4th in points, so watch out for him. He could get another good points day and climb to second. Row 3, we've got TJ Hanley, who was strong last week, and William Flickinger, who got spun, then rebounded to finish 16th. Watch out for that rookie. Row 4 is Jose Mills, and your defending champ, Johnny Gardner, who got his first win of the season a few races ago on the Denver Oval. Watch out for him. He could be looking for his first career road course victory here today. And finally, in row 5, we've got Zach Flickinger and Nico Tringali, who still is top 5 or bust. So that is your top 10 starting lineup. Let's go trackside for the command to fire engines, and then we'll look at the point standings. All right, the command has been giving. The cars are going to roll off. This is a 5-point something mile road course, pretty much using the whole oval except for a small portion, and then we've got the infield course. So drafting here today is going to be huge. Let's look at that point standings. Sorlin 96-point lead over Jessica Shelton and 97 over Austin Alves. So he will still keep the points lead no matter where he finishes here today. He's just out here for some good finishes. Fitzwater, we mentioned, up to 4th. Marty Johnson, highest rookie in 5th. Sebastian Kugelon flew up to 6th from 8th. Alex Gray up from 9th to 7th. Nico Tringali down to 8th. Patrick Sick up 1 spot to 9th. Johnny Gardner fell 4 spots to 10th. Your final driver in on points in the playoffs right now is Caleb Hoffman, sitting 11th in points, 1 point over Cole Deaver, who has made it up to 12th in the point standings now after being close to the 30th place position a couple of races ago. As we mentioned, Ryan Brommer, the one winner, not in the top 12, 17th in points. He went up 17 positions after his win. Looking over the point standings, drivers who have been a bit of the disappointment so far this year. Charles Jackson, 24th in the standings. He was 13th before his bad performance last week. Seth Cole fell back 8 spots from 23rd to 31st in points. Seth Cole only with 1 top 5 to show on the season. Could today be his turnaround? DJ Curtis sits 34th in points. He's been having a bad season. And then James Shelley continuing to not be able to rebound since his great 2017 season. Still no top 10s for James Shelley as he sits 38th in the point standings. You know your typical road courses, no cautions, 18 laps of fun. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more draft passes here than we saw at the Denver Roval. Draft was not really a thing at Valkenburg. Straightaway was not long enough. So that was definitely more of a technical course. So we'll see if Ryan Brommer can go back-to-back, or maybe we'll have a new winner here today at Pensacola. Green flag is out. We are underway. And this first corner is where things could get really chaotic because we're going to see people getting their runs. We're going to go maybe 4 wide, maybe some 5 wide. I don't know. It's going to get crazy. Fitzwater's going to make a move on Brommer for the lead. And here we go. It's time for the first corner. Heavy braking zone. They're not even getting into third gear on the start. And it looks like Brommer will hold the lead on Fitzwater for now. Let's go to the back. Everything looks clean back here. See Phil Parker, Dylan Young, some four wide action up ahead between Hoffman, William Brock, Curtis. It looks like everything's going fine for now. Did we make it through the first set of corners without an incident? Oh man, I think we might have. Yeah, no signs of any troubles here. And Fitzwater has taken the lead from Ryan Brommer. So Brommer second, Qualls third, Gardner up the fourth, William Flickinger fifth, Alex Gray sixth. Battle for seventh between Zach Flickinger and Nico Tringali. Ninth, TJ Hanley, and 10th is Patrick Sick. So we'll see if Tringali is able to make any gains on Zach Flickinger here through the infield portion of the track. Remember, he won at the Denver Roval, and he won earlier at Auto Club. Looks like Zach Flickinger will take the position as TJ Hanley with that draft on that straightaway. He's now looking for this position. I believe this for 8th place. So the whole field still remains all together. And as we head back onto the oval, TJ will pass Tringali. That's not the lane you want right as you come out. You want to get all the momentum you can get. And we'll see who gets the big amount of runs. I mean, everyone's going to be in draft here except for Fitzwater. As you can see, Brommer's already getting up to speed, and I think getting to 4th gear could be huge for making passes. We're going to see Brommer make his move a bit early. So Fitzwater leads lap 1, and now Qualls is getting the huge run. And there's Gardner into 4th gear. He's the first one to do it. It looks like 4th gear you don't get as much of a speed boost as initially anticipated, but Qualls is going to go by Fitzwater just as Brommer gets by him. And look at this, James Qualls going for the race lead. And here's the heavy braking zone. Can Qualls take the lead from Ryan Brommer? William Flickinger with a run right at the end there is going to get to the left side of Fitzwater. Brommer getting a little out of whack there. Through the right hand there, and it looks like James Qualls will complete the pass for the lead. So Qualls, at the venue where he got his first career win back in 2017, now he got that win on the oval version of the track. He's looking to get his second career victory today as he takes the lead away from Ryan Brommer. Let's look at Qualls' performance so far this season. Not what he wants for sure. 25th in the points, 2 top 10s to show for the season so far. Today could be a great day for James Qualls if he can get the W. Still 0 incidents at this track. It's very surprising to see. I mean, at the back of the field, I'm pretty sure you're just kind of drafting up to people trying to stay in line. Not seeing a whole lot of movement. Looks like Curtis might have gained a few positions. How is Seth Cole doing? Ferranti started near the top 10. He's fallen to 17th, 18th maybe, actually, maybe more. Austin Alves gaining some positions. There's Jonathan Sorlin in 15th. Again, Sorlin seems to be the guy who he either gets a top 5 or he doesn't get a top 10 at all. At least that's the way his season's gone. Charles Jackson, Seth Cole on the move, Jose Mills on the move. So it looks like Seth Cole is trying to gain some positions here. It's all about the setup right here. Patrick Sick fell from 10th. I believe Jose Mills moved up to 10th, Seth Cole to 11th, Jackson down to 12th. We'll see what this is like. Fitzwater, you can see, has fallen all the way back to 4th. Gardner right on the bumper of Brommer. Alex Gray's trying to make a move on William Flickinger. You see Gardner making the move, but Brommer's got Qualls' draft, and this is where things can get crazy. Is you break away like this in a 3-car group, and if you're 2nd or 3rd, if you don't have the assistance from the other guy, you're not going anywhere. You see Brommer here moving to the left, but Gardner just keeps it in the middle between the 21 and the 27. See Jose Mills making some moves back there. Alex Gray's going to dive it in on the left side of William Flickinger, maybe the left side of Fitzwater. But he thought better of it, and Ryan Brommer's going to drive right around James Qualls for the lead. Oh, and Qualls got really out of whack there with Johnny Gardner. Does he hold on to the position? And it looks like Qualls will hold second for now. Fitzwater's now looking for third, back from Gardner, but he can't quite get it. Oh, and William Brock has hit the inside barrier there. So this corner did not go well. Perhaps Edwin Mendez involved in an incident for the second race in a row, and it does not look like it split this group up that badly. Jessica Shelton trying to gain positions. We can see a lot of movement going on in the middle of the field. See Sick finally down the 13th. Jackson stabilized in 12th. Seth Cole stabilized in 11th. We mentioned Jose Mills got by Sick earlier for 10th. Now he's up to 9th after getting by Nico Tringali. So Jose Mills on the move. And while you want to be able to get enough draft to pass someone on the oval section, the setup by gaining time through the road course is just as important. We see Alex Gray has made it by William Flickinger for 5th. The lane through that corner right there is so important. So Brommer gaining a huge amount from James Qualls. We'll see when pit stops occur, because if drivers aren't close together, it could get interesting. But Brommer leads easily here at the line. So we've had 3 different leaders over 3 laps. Will that change here again? Qualls is getting a massive run, as is Gardner. Qualls will dip low on Brommer. He's going to start getting that drag. Where does Gardner go here? And as Qualls moves to the right for the corner, Gardner will move to his left. Fitzwater does the same to Brommer. And just like that, put Johnny Gardner to the race lead. You can see that right-hander there is so tricky on the right. If you give up too much time, the guy gets by. It didn't happen the last 2 laps for Qualls, but this time he'll fall to 3rd as Fitzwater moves back to 2nd. So Go Fast Petty Enterprises 1 and 2 here at Pensacola. So we see William Flickinger has fallen 2 positions to teammate Zach Flickinger and TJ Hanley, so he now sits in 8th. Jackson has made it up to 10th after he and Seth Cole got by Nico Tringali. And Sorlin has made it to 14th. Still only William Brock and Edwin Mendez with troubles. We were expecting a ton of troubles going into the infield corner at the beginning when they were all bunched up, but that did not occur. Once we see our first cycle of pit stops, we'll be sure to take an onboard around this expansive racetrack. And now we'll see, can Gardner be the 4th different leader? The 3 cars behind them have led a lap each. For our pit stops here on lap number 4. Appears we are still good to go, so I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 stop race. So Gardner becomes our 4th different leader. See draft times definitely lining up that board. We'll be sure to look at those closer to the second pit stop. Who's going to be able to make a move here? Qualls is looking for second. Brommer and Gray are approaching from behind due to that. It looks like Mills is under fire from Charles Jackson if they have gotten by William Flickinger. TJ Hanley is trying to make a move on 6 of Zach Flickinger as Qualls goes for the lead. Does he take it back? He will. Maybe, maybe not. Gardner still to his right side a bit. He'll hold steady. So Gardner loses 1 position as Qualls goes from 3rd back to the lead. Battle is on for 5th place between Zach Flickinger and Alex Gray. And it looks like Gray will lose that position. And here comes TJ Hanley now. Does he make a move? No, he falls in line and hits the brakes. Charles Jackson up to 8th place. Mills stays in 9th and William falls to 10th. Patrick Sick back up to 12th. We see Kev Shearer has gotten by Jonathan Zorlin. Cole Deaver has gotten by Gatlin Downey, who's had a very poor season, 42nd in points. It's not a top 10, but a top 20 nonetheless for this team is pretty important. Next week's a big wild card race, our first super speedway event since Daytona to open the season. We see our most consistent rookie so far this season not having a good run here today. That could change after pit stops. Not sure if there's really a lot of strategy considering the oval portion of the racetrack sets up everyone's passes. Brock's still on pit road. It's a long tow. Ryan Brommer's making a move a bit early here on Fitzwater. And Brommer will get by here in the end of the course. So that's for 3rd. And our first pitter is going to be TJ Hanley. 60 miles per hour for TJ Hanley. So he's the first one trying to come down and pit early. I'm not sure if that's going to be a smart decision. Anybody else? Gatlin Downey and Phil Parker coming down as well, as is Edwin Mendez. Battle on for the lead now as Gardner got by Qualls. Brommer's trying to do the same. Zach Flickinger's going to make it 3 wide behind them for 3rd. That's the first 3 wide we've seen in a while. Fitzwater will take the position and Qualls is going to fall. Is he going to fall outside the top 5 or does he hold off Alex Gray for 5th? And he will hold Gray off for 5th. Mills now up to 6th. Seth Cole up to 7th. Remember our road course king trying to get that first win of 2019. So Brommer takes back the lead as we see our drivers come out of pit road. TJ Hanley the first to do so. We'll see if he gains anything through the road course section. So our fastest time on the day is from the 24, a 2:32.317. But you know, a lot of these times are due to draft. See, William Brock never really had a chance to get a fast lap. So it looks like this could be a 2-stop race. And we're probably going to see pit stops at 3, 2, and maybe even the white flag. The track is 5 miles long after all. And that kind of length really induces some weird pit strategies. But Brommer leads. 2nd race in a row. Could he go back-to-back? First time we've seen that since last year. And as a rookie at that, we haven't seen that since Cole Deaver did it last year. And it looks like we've got a ton of people coming down pit road. Is it the whole field? It looks like it is. So we had 4 cars pit first time by, and the rest of the field will join. And you can see being at the back hurts here because you have to slow down so much more for people hitting their brakes. So this will definitely space out the field. While this occurs, we will take a look at what happened to William Brock. All right, and here we go. Let's see what happened to the 31 car of William Brock. He's on the bumper of Caleb Hoffman. Mendez is really far behind. Does Mendez just really throw it in here bad? Let's see, braking. Mendez closing in pretty good. Oh, closing in a bit fast. Oh, yeah, and this is just going to send Brock. Yep, there's damage from Mendez, and it just sends Brock hard into the corner, spins him out. You see Sanford blocks it up or something there because he goes straight into Mendez, and both of them are going to slide out through those tires. And then Brock just wasn't able to get it back to the left in time. You see Mendez barely made it through here himself. Yep, and that spelled the end of William Brock's race. So let's take you back to live action. Pit stops have commenced. Gardner is your leader out of pit road. Brommer second, Fitzwater third, Qualls fourth, Zach Flickinger fifth. There's TJ Hanley, who pit a lap earlier. He sits in sixth. Alex Gray seventh, Jose Mills eighth, Charles Jackson ninth, and Gatlin Downey up to 10th place. Nico Tringali, Seth Cole down to 12th, Patrick Sick, Kev Shear, William Flickinger in 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. In a battle for 20th between John Arndt and Phil Parker. Phil Parker was running all the way at the back of the pack when we talked about it. Pitting by yourself at the back of the field versus the whole field. Pitting helps you gain so much time because everyone, like I said, everyone slowed down to 34 miles an hour so that they didn't completely destroy the guy in front of them entering pit road, and it allowed Phil Parker to go from, I believe, outside the top 35 to the top 20. See how long the field is now. See, Mendez had to do those repairs, but so it looks like it could be down to this top 5 depending how they make their passes work. But let's go on board a lap with James Qualls. Right here, fourth gear is going to come in, maybe not. There's Ryan Brommer making a move on Gardner. What is Fitzwater going to do? Here's the heavy braking zone. This allows Qualls and Zach Flickinger to catch up. Brommer makes the pass for the lead. Fitzwater follows for second. Now he's going for the lead. Long uphill right-hand corner. Fitzwater unable to get it. You can see you're just basically braking the whole corner here. Brommer will take the lead as Qualls races behind Johnny Gardner looking for third. Look at this top 5. Zach Flickinger's 2 career wins. Talladega in 2017, Dover in 2018. Could he get his first career road course victory? Mentioned Gardner hasn't won at a road course yet. He's won this season though. Brommer won at Valkenburg, looking to go back to back. Fitzwater looking for his first one in 2019. Fitzwater won twice last year at Auto Club and Richmond. But Fitzwater is a known V8 supercar fan, and he's studied road courses. He's looking to get that first Mounted for the Win Cup Series win here today. Qualls under fire from Zach Flickinger based on the line he's taking here. That line could help him out, maybe not. Gardner kind of pulling away. So now the top two have really pulled. And that's a lap of this track. Oh, and Fitzwater under fire from TJ Hanley. TJ's going to have to get back in line here. Fitzwater and Brommer drafting away from Gardner and the others. That could be huge. We're at the halfway lap. Is this down to Brommer and Fitzwater? Fitzwater will make a move. That's going to slow those guys down. Can Gardner catch back up? If Quall stays in line, it should make it easier. Flickinger and Hanley are drafting up to them. A lot of stuff going on here with Downey, Gray, Mills, Jackson, and Sick. Tringali, Seth Cole at the tail of them. A lot of positions exchanging hands back here as Downey is up to 5th. Look at this. TJ Hanley making it by both Zach Flickinger and James Qualls. Trying to get by James Qualls, that is. He's holding pretty even with the 27. But he gets by Zach Flickinger for 5th nonetheless. But something maybe about the 7 just really holding up the field. See Brommer and Fitzwater continue the pull. Fitzwater leading. And this is a mirror of what we saw at Valkenburg, where Fitzwater was chasing Brommer. This time Brommer's doing the chasing. Though, of course, the lap before, it was also the other way around. But Gardner's seemingly holding up these drivers back here. Gatlin Downey and others trying to close in. Seth Cole at the back at this pack. William Flickinger we saw in the top 10 earlier. It was Phil Parker doing a great job now, 19th. So something might be wrong with Johnny Gardner's car, and these drivers need to get by him because they are losing a ton of time. Hanley looking for position on Qualls. Something is wrong with the 7. Brommer will draft back up to Fitzwater as they complete lap 9. We'll see if the distance increases from them to Gardner. It was 2 seconds last time. It's 4 this time, so something definitely wrong with the 7 car. So Brommer will make the pass on Fitzwater here, as Qualls is trying to get by Gardner. Gatlin Downey has caught these drivers. Downey's going to make it 3 wide with Gardner. And Gardner seemingly with no corner grip. Does Downey get by him for this position? Oh yeah, Gardner had to check up a ton. Even TJ Hanley will fly by. Now it's up to those 4 to catch Fitzwater and Brommer somehow. The good news is they'll be able to fly it into pit road no problem. But Gardner's lacking tire grip or something here. But TJ Hanley and Downey, who pit early, have gained so much track position. Brommer, as you can see, took the lead back from Fitzwater. Those guys are only running 233s. These guys back here need to run more 232s. Jackson battling Tringali for position. Patrick Sick looking to, I think he just passed Alex Gray for a spot there. As Jonathan Sorlin leads the pack behind him, he's trying to catch up. Maybe look at his first top 10 that's not a top 5. But you can see these drivers, something is clearly wrong with the 7 because he is just holding these drivers up. Tringali will try and pass him here, but I don't know if it's going to work. And it doesn't. We're on lap 10. Could we see Hanley pit this time? Or will he go another lap? Looks like they will stay out. Hanley, though, losing. Now Hanley has lost the draft from the 38. You see they gained some time back. This is where Fitzwater and Brommer will exchange the lead yet again. Looking at the back of the field, what we got going on here. Ooh, some 3 wide action. Is it going to become 4 wide action? It is. Nope, maybe. Shelton, Moore, Curtis, and Nate Rogers. Maybe Oskin here. The 3 wide falls back to 2 wide. These drivers just inside the top 30. Teammates back here racing together. Marty Johnson, Ace Rogers. That's for 24th. Zorlin up to 14th. So these 2 packs now have merged up. Johnny Gardner has fallen more positions. Almost outside the top 10. Downey put Gatlin Downey up to 3rd. My goodness. What a run for the rookie. This momentum keeps up. He'll be looking at his first career top 10 and maybe even his first career top 5. Zach Flickinger in 4th. Qualls 5th. TJ Hanley 6th, Tringali 7th, Jackson 8th, Sick 9th, and Jose Mills 10th. The Joe Gibbs cars, I'll tell you what, they've been strong today. This is the strongest, most consistent performance from the 3 Toyota cars I think we've seen in the entirety of this series. But 2 rookies and Charles Jackson putting on a good show for their team owner. Gardner has fallen very far back. You can just see how much he holds up the field. So Fitzwater leads here on lap 11, so it looks like it's going to be a 2-stopper. And here it is, Downey. Downey's going to pit on lap 11, but TJ Hanley will not. So TJ's going to stretch it 1 lap right now, so he doesn't have to do it later. Gatlin's going to have to do it later because it looks like you can make it maybe 6.5 to 7 laps. So Downey is on pit road. Does anyone else come down? Phil Parker comes down again, so he gives up, I believe it was maybe 19th. So Brommer again taking the lead back from Fitzwater. There's Qualls making a move on Zach Flickinger, but they're not gaining any time. Seth Cole's thought about making it 3 wide there, but yet again Jonathan Zorlin creeps into the picture. But Gardner, something's wrong with that 7 car. I don't know if they put a bad batch of tires on, but he is just so slow. Tough break for the 7. He was running fast earlier. So we'll see if this works again for Downey and Phil Parker, especially for Phil, pitting from 19th. That move put Downey up to 10th earlier, so it might work for this 41. And these are moves you make when you're in a poor points position. Like we said, Downey 42nd in points, Parker 39th, both without top 10s. Poor points position standings. You're trying to gain points, especially with the wild card of the oval version of this, 60 laps of action in a few days. That race going to be a daytime affair since it'll be really hot in the summer when they get back here for the playoffs. Playoff race will be a night affair. So Brommer and Fitzwater continue to run 1-2. You know, they've gapped the rest of the field 4 seconds. It's probably going to be down to these two drivers. Now, if they get separated, they should get draft, and things could get interesting. But then again, they could also pull. Paul's third, Flickinger fourth, Hanley fifth. So here we go. Are we pitting? It looks like we are. So Brommer and Fitzwater will come in nose to tail, and the rest of the field will follow. Does anyone try and stretch it a lap? They're pretty spaced out this time. I don't think anyone's going to really have to slam the brakes. William Flickinger is going to be able to dive it in here on Kev Shearer. Johnny Gardner has fallen so many positions. And here it is right at the back. This is where you're losing time. Oh, Peter Sands comes in and slams teammate Dylan Young. That was something I was worried about. And that is going to be damage to fix for the 20. Oh no, the 2 and the 12. It looks like maybe some strategy going on. I'm not sure. There's Peter Sands. They come out of pit road. It's Fitzwater and Brommer, still nose to tail. Brommer will get a little draft as they head into the braking corner. Qualls third, Zach Flickinger fourth, TJ Hanley fifth, Patrick Sick in sixth, Charles Jackson seventh, Alex Gray eighth, Downey ninth, right in front of Jose Mills, who's in 10th. So Downey lost positions doing that. So Mills 10th, 11th, 12th. Phil Parker flies up to 13th though from that move. He was running 19th before. So smart move by the 41. And we saw what having one lap warmed up tires did at the beginning of the run. It really helped you get through the field, through the road course section. So Phil Parker could find himself in the top 10. He rides behind Sorlin, Tringali, and then Mills. Kukulon 14th, William Flickinger 15th, John Arndt, Seth Cole down to 17th, Alves 18th, Shearer 19th, Deaver 20th. East Rogers 21st, Marty Johnson 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. Gardner's all the way down to 26th, and it looks like he still has, I'm guessing they lost a cylinder or something. He was running top 5 before. Down to 26th for Johnny Gardner. Not the day they wanted. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, 35th. Down to 36th for Dylan Young. 37th for Andrew Miller. 38th for Caleb Hoffman. 39th for James Shelley. 40th for Mendez. And there's Sands, 41st. They beat the hood down. Surprised they didn't get rid of it. I mean, that was heavy contact. But they will continue to ride here, and the battle now focuses on Fitzwater. Are Fitzwater and Brommer far enough ahead? I think they are. It's really just going to come down to who gets around the other and keeps the lead. And my prediction right now is that if these two just keep switching the lead back and forth every lap, Ryan Brommer will be your winner, because he will have the lead through 3 and 4 on the even laps. If somehow Fitzwater is able to get back by him through 3 and 4 like we saw someone do earlier, that story could be different. If somehow the pack behind them can gain this 5 seconds, it could get interesting. I mean, if these cars continue the race side by side through the whole infield, it would definitely cost them time. But Brommer right there is going to gain the lead. And he's going to try and pull away from Fitzwater the most he can. Qualls moves up to third. Hanley's up to fifth. Put Sick back to seventh. Downey's already up to eighth. And Parker has moved up to 11th. What a race. I'm actually kind of glad it wasn't as chaotic as I thought. There's been a lot of passing. Hopefully we can do this doubleheader at Pensacola again in 2020. It has definitely been entertaining. And I'm sure the way the racing here is, it could induce some ideas. In 2018, we had the Puco doubleheader where if you finished on the lead lap, where you finished in race 1 determines your starting position in race 2. And then anyone who DNF'd or was laps down qualified again and were put to the back. Perhaps a reverse order deal if they came here, considering the implications draft pay and even being in the back. It is still hard to get to the front unless you do what Downey and Phil Parker have done. Because anywhere from about 10th on back, when you're pitting behind people, you slow down a lot. We see it at the super speedways. We get our different groups because people have to really slow down. It all depends where their pit stalls are. So here on lap 14, Fitzwater's getting a pretty good run. And he'll make the move on the straightaway. And you can see Qualls actually lost time, so those drivers who are passing back there are running slower than the leaders are. Now, if Brommer somehow got down here and passed Fitzwater right back, that would really change things. Can he do that before the braking zone? No, but he's going to overshoot a little bit here too. That's going to cost him a little bit of time as the battle's on for third and fourth. Remember, 46 points for third, 43 for fourth, 40 for fifth. So it's going to become a points battle back here. TJ Hanley holds third right now. And it looks like fourth will go to Zach Flickinger. Charles Jackson has made it into the top 5 for the first time today, as James Qualls falls to 6th. The end of this pack is Nico Tringali in 13th. 13-car breakaway in a ways. Seth Cole, bad luck. He was running up there earlier. He fell all the way back here. Still looking at a decent day if he can get a top 20. As the battle continues between Qualls and Jackson for 5th place. Let's look at your fastest lap on the day at 2:31.843 by Patrick Sick. What a lap time. And he's been running top 10 or close to the top 10 all day, so definitely a fast car we've seen, especially from JGR in general. We see Jackson, Sick, and Mills all top 10 right now. As TJ Hanley has gapped Zach Flickinger, he's not out of range enough to clear from draft. So that could be bad news for TJ as Brommer races towards Fitzwater. And Fitzwater's got to know, if at this rate, if he wants to win today, he's going to have to find the way to get back by Brommer on an even lap. We've seen it once. Could we see it again? 3 laps to go. Maybe it comes down to strategy. But you've got to find the way to hold the other guy off the draft. I mean, once you hit 188, draft really minimizes. I mean, Brommer's only going 1 mile an hour faster. You can see Fitzwater definitely gets back by Brommer a lot faster than Brommer gets by him. As you can see, it takes to the exit of the corner. Oh, and did Brommer take a bad arc on exit? Oh, it looks like he might have to yield, or does Fitzwater yield? Brommer will complete the pass again. Fitzwater not giving up easily. He's still right on Brommer's back end. Hanley alone in third. Lost a ton of time. Third place, 6.5 seconds back. Charles Jackson gets by for fourth. As Zach Flickinger will fall all the way to seventh. Alex Gray up to eighth. Sorlin to 11th. Looks like Phil Parker's tire wear might be kicking in a bit here. Those one lap older tires. Difference from 13th to 14th is 5 seconds. Don't think anyone's going to gain that time. So we see the rest of the splits. James Shelley, Edwin Mendez, Peter Sands very far behind. Is there a chance Peter Sands could become a factor? I mean, he's there on the oval. He's running 15 seconds slower lap times. I mean, let's see where he hits the line here. He's barely going at all. You see, down to 1 minute 57 seconds behind. If he hits the line for his white flag lap, he'd be 2:27. So they will not catch him. He could become a factor on the white flag lap, but even I don't think that'll happen. He's only hitting about 155. It would only be about a sniff, and that would help Ryan Brommer, not Fitzwater. 2 to go, and Fitzwater makes the move even earlier than he did last time. But with 0 help, there's no chance of a photo finish. Well, there's a chance of a photo finish, but there's no chance of passing him. Now here's what Fitzwater wants to see. If he can clear him early enough in the corner, he wants to see Brommer tuck down and pass him back. It's right at the exit of the corner. It's very difficult for Brommer to do as they enter the braking zone. Oh, and Brommer has to hit the brakes a little harder than he wanted to, and he's going to lose time to Fitzwater. And this is another thing. Can Fitzwater gap him enough to where even if Brommer gets the draft, he fails to pass him? But it's going to be very close. TJ Hanley all the way back 7 seconds. Charles Jackson has made it by him for third. So Hanley's tires may be aging, even though, again, I'm thinking he pit the second in the first group, but he didn't. That was Gatlin Downey, who's under fire. He's fallen from 6th to 7th. Gray's looking for 7th place, and Gray's going to get it. Gray looking for what would be his 5th top 10 on the season. Still without a top 5. Gray's closing in towards that position. He's just 2 spots away from what would be 5th. We see Sorlin has made it into the top 10. He's gotten by not only Jose Mills, but Patrick Sick as well. So Sorlin doing the same thing he did at Valkenburg, a late race surge. Remember, he was running 4th and he made it up to 2nd. Could he be doing the same here? We know Downey's on older tires by 1 lap, and there's a lot of corners in this road course. Sorlin sets himself up right. He's looking at 8th place. Could Sorlin get his first top 10 that's not also a top 5? You can see Phil Parker's really slowed down. He's still just chilling in 12th. Back to the leaders. Fitzwater leads here, coming to the white, but will he be leading coming to the checkered? Brommer's getting the run. White flag in the air for Zachary Fitzwater and Ryan Brommer. Does the rookie in the 21 go back to back at 2 different road courses? There's the move. Side by side, coming into the hardest braking zone of the whole track. Oh, does he get him? There he goes, Ryan Brommer back to the lead on the final lap. Is there any way Fitzwater's going to be able to get there? Hanley's back to third, Charles Jackson fourth, Gray's looking for fifth, Qualls has the preferred line. And it looks like Qualls will hold on to fifth for now. Now Zach Flickinger's looking for sixth. Sorlin still sits in ninth. Kev Shearer up to 14th. They've sent William Flickinger all the way back to 18th. Ace Rogers has lost a ton of positions. 3 wide back here between Oskin, Evans, and Shelton. There's Peter Sands. Is there any way Brommer and Fitzwater catch up to him? Let's find the corner right here. It's about another 7 seconds still. I don't think we'll see Brommer catch. Does Fitzwater have anything? There's Sands out onto the oval. This corner means so much. Is there any way Fitzwater will draft up? Final corners on the Roval version of Pensacola. You can see Fitzwater closing, but he doesn't have enough time. Checkered flag wave, second race in a row. Ryan Brommer will win at Pensacola. Fitzwater second, Hanley third, Jackson fourth, and James Qualls will get fifth. Zach Flickinger, Alex Gray, Gatlin Downey, Jonathan Sorlin finishes ninth. It's his first top 10. That's not also a top 5. And Jose Mills will round out our top 10. So congrats to Ryan Brommer on back-to-back victories. The new rookie breakout star. He's this year's Cole Deaver. But will he be able to keep up this performance and make it to the Final Four? Let's look at the rest of your race results as we wait for them to become official. Patrick Sick 11th, Phil Parker 12th, Nico Tringali 13th, Kev Shearer, Sebastian Kugelon running out the top 15. Then John Arndt, Seth Cole, William Flickinger, Cole Deaver, and Austin Alves. DJ Curtis, Marty Johnson, Alex Ferranti, Ace Rogers, Mark Riggleman, Gardner, Nate Rogers, Levi McIntyre, Sam Oskin, Rob Evans, Jay Jefferson, Jessica Shelton with probably her worst race of the year. She's going to fall from second in points, I believe, from that. Tony Green, Quentin Moore, Andrew Miller, Caleb Hoffman, Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, James Shelley, Mendez Sands, and then Brock. Ed Mendez just hit the start-finish line. So we're still waiting. So next week is a 60-lap affair at Pensacola. Our past winners have been James Qualls and Seth Cole. With his performance here today, Qualls could be one to watch. Trying to get back in victory lane. Pit stops made it for Ryan Brommer. I mean, he only had to deal with Fitzwater. If he had another car or two, he could have gone from first to third, first to fourth. We'd seen people like William Flickinger on the last lap go from 14th to 18th. It was very possible. And if it wasn't a 2-car breakaway, it could have been a much more interesting finish. But nonetheless, Brommer coming out on top. Definitely flew into the top 10 in points, I believe, from this finish. I'm not sure who led the most laps, but I would guess it was either Fitzwater and Brommer. Our results are finally official. And if we had had another lap, Peter's stance definitely would have become a factor. But alas, we will not dwell on the what ifs, and I'll see you guys for 60 laps on the oval version of Pensacola.